Benjamin Betts. It's all about the Benjamin Betts, baby. You know what's up? Yes, Benjamin Betts, baby.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Benjamin Betts. I am one of your hosts, Jared Downhauer. With me, my co-host, Corey Dickman. And Corey, I read an interesting article this morning. I get betting reports, statistical data sent to me throughout the week. And for whatever reason, betting is way up in the state of Colorado right now. And the only thing I can think of is, okay, maybe it's bowl season. But then I remembered, oh, Corey can't bet in Texas and he's in Colorado. So I'm just a little worried about you. And do you have anything that you would like to share with me and our audience?
Odds were plus 240. Your boy had $200 down on it.
Oh my gosh.
Virginia Tech minus 4.5. They won by 21. West Virginia plus 1.5. They won by 20. Had my boys from Texas A&M 10.5. A little scary, but they did cover barely at the end of the game. They only lost by 8. All I needed was Louisville had to win the game against USC. The USC, they trash. Caleb Williams is in the draft. By 14, I lost.
No! How did Louisville lose that game?
I don't know. You know, you play like oh, he's recording 2 minutes ago. Okay, so I looked at it two ways, and in one way I'm like, oh, USC, they're mailing it in, right?
Yeah.
Louisville, they're up for this. All their team was there. But then after the loss, I'm like, USC has 5-star recruits coming out their butt, so they just had next man up. And Louisville did play that Florida State game terribly and lost. So I'm like, maybe they're overrated, and I should have seen this coming. Because I was getting plus 6.5 already with USC, and then with the tees, it was like 12.5. So it wouldn't even – I was like, oh, what? I'm so stupid. Like,
oh, that's tough. Oh, man.
You want to know the heartbreaker, though?
What?
NBA, a 3-leg teaser, plus 250. I had $300 down on it.
Oh, my God.
OKC had to win. They win by 9. Phoenix Suns just had to win. They're playing the Rockets. They win by 16. The Mavericks had to win by 3 at home against Cleveland, minus Garland, minus Donovan Mitchell, minus Mobley, minus 3 of their top 5 players. Dallas is up 105-96. 4 minutes to go. I'm counting my winnings already. I'm like, shoot, I'm about to win $785. And I was like, okay, like, what am I doing? Like, what's the next bet? Cleveland goes on a 20-2 run.
Oh.
20-5, and they win 113-110. And Dallas didn't cover. And I was like, the whole family did not understand why I was so pissed. I'm like watching the score. It's like 105-96, 105-98, 105, 105-101. 105-103. And I was like, oh my God. And then it just 111-105. And then the Jared, so I'm looking on the game cast. Dallas is down 6, 20 seconds left. So I'm just looking at it. I'm like, I need a miracle, please. Luka 3-pointer, like 24 3-pointer. Now they're down 3. I was like, okay, come on. Then it says like, the little ticker thing, and it's like so-and-so fouls not Karis LeVert. I'm blanking on they foul anyway. And I'm like, oh, this dude's good for a miss. First free throw, misses first free throw. I was like, oh, please. And there's like 7 seconds left. Second free throw, miss. I was like, oh my god. And it was like, so-and-so on the Dallas gets the defensive rebound. I was like, oh. Next thing was like Max Strus blocks Seth Curry's 3. And I was like, the fact that they had a 3 to go to overtime, what I needed. Still a miracle, but anyway. That was all my winnings I had. I had $500 that I had.
And it's all Dude, well, let me tell you this. I'd never seen this before. You might find this interesting. So on this Hard Rock app that I was betting, I did that one day of bets on. They had this option, and it was called Parlay Insurance.
Okay.
And what it was is if you made the bet within that sect, you got slightly smaller odds on the overall parlay. But then if 6 of the 7 still hit, you still got paid out a little bit of money.
Wait, what?
Yes.
If 6 of the 7 of the leg hit, well, like you got like what? Like plus 100?
Yeah, like plus 100.
Really?
So it was like,
oh, that would be crap.
It was like
cocaine.
tired of your one leg of your parlay not hitting. Like bet it this way so that you get less. Instead of like plus 5,000, go plus 2,500, but you'll get plus 100 if you hit it on that.
Oh my gosh. All of these because I mean, your boy had some other bets too. But yeah, I'm looking at all these parlays. I always miss by one. So give me some insurance, FanDuel. Let's go.
It was only on the Hard Rock, baby. It was only on the Hard Rock. I wouldn't want to look your wife in the eye right now. That's the only thing I don't think I could look mine in the eye right now after those bad beats. But that's okay. Let's get back into the core of our show. I don't really want to do this next segment at all because it's talking about our last week. Did we hit anything? I don't think we hit anything. If we would have bet the opposite of every single impulse we had last week, we'd have a lot of money.
I think we got one right, didn't we?
I just stopped caring after the Bengals game. I was just so mad.
What was the end score of the Jags and the Bucks? You remember what was the end score there?
I think it was a little low.
Hold on, it was? Oh, because Lawrence got hurt.
Yeah.
Let's look. No. Oh, we pushed.
We pushed.
We had over 42, and it was 42.
5 L's and a push.
Wow. Yeah, that was crazy.
Miserable week.
We will never go back.
People make their mortgage? No, people didn't make their mortgage either.
Really upsetting. The stupid Jets Commanders. I blame the Hard Rock Cafe, or what was the sports betting site again called?
The Hard Rock app.
The Hard Rock app ad.
We did have to betray FanDuel this week because FanDuel does not work in Florida. The only thing that does work in Florida is the Hard Rock app. My uncle and cousin who will be coming on the show upcoming got me in on it, and we bombed hard. You're welcome, Florida casinos.
Welcome. All right, well, let's just dive. Let's do this. Let's brush it off. One game at a time, one bet at a time. Coach speak 101, and let's just dive in. Let's get going. I'm ready. I got my first one.
That's fair. Well, I don't even have to bring up the first game, which is tonight, because we don't bet on Thursday night games. So we'll be skipping that, right?
The Benjamin Betts podcast will be skipping tonight's game. You are correct.
Okay, good.
You are correct. There may be a solo bet. FanDuel does this great thing where it's like once you lose some bets, they like give you little bonuses. You never told me about the bonuses.
I couldn't. I kept that to myself very on purpose. And now it's like cat's out of the bag because I try to regulate you. I feel like I'm your drug addict, and sometimes you need to go into like a little bit of a not a relapse, but you need to get out of the game a little bit. And then that's just like the Coke dealer saying, "Hey, you're my best customer. Here's a little link." That's exactly what it is.
Well, they're so nice because there's like a profit boost for tonight's game, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'll throw a little juice on it. Let's see what happens.
I got you right. You can't move. We have to keep you in a non-betting state just for the sake of your family and your future. Let's go to Saturday. Big game, potentially game of the week. Some might argue Detroit going to Dallas. Huge NFC showdowns, big playoff implications on the line. Do you like anything here?
Oh, I'm riding here, Jared. I'm riding this game. I have something here.
Oh, what you got? I have something as well.
I picked the Detroit Lions plus 4.5.
Oh,
think the Cowboys, they may have a bounce back, but again, the matchup of the two teams, what would they be called? Like the good of the bad teams, or the Dolphins and Cowboys beat no good teams, right? So one of those teams had to win. I think Cowboys now at home against a good Detroit line. I mean, 11-4, they're playing well. 4.5 points seems like a lot. I think if the Cowboys did win, it's probably a game-winning field goal, which means the Lions still cover. So I like 4.5.
What if I told you Dallas is undefeated at home this year?
I would say, who have they played at home this year?
they beat Philly at home. That's got to count for something.
And Jared, if I'm not biased about this next point, but if you watch the Seahawks game at Dallas, the refs were also involved in that because there were more pass interference calls to make sure Dallas. Oh, it was awful.
I was in Philly during that game. That was my little brother and I just couldn't watch the game. Right? Yeah. We had to color correct the TV because all we could see was yellow. It was just yellow everywhere. Like I couldn't. That's all we saw that game. We're like, what is wrong with this television? This must be wrong. Okay, but
that's all it was.
I didn't want to pick a winner here because I think the game is going to be close. I took the over here. I think this is a points-based game. Dallas at home is going to put up points. Very few teams have shut down Detroit. I know it's a high over at 52.5, but I took over here.
Okay, maybe this is something we come back to.
Sure,
at the
negotiate here.
All right,
absolutely.
Okay,
let's go to another huge game, AFC showdown. This could be a potential playoff matchup. My Dolphins coming off a hot win, going into the belly of the beast. Corey, don't nobody want to play in Baltimore in December? Who wants to play in Baltimore in December?
I think I can name a few. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mostert, Tua. They want to be in this game, Jared. No one's betting on them. They're giving the MVP to Lamar. This feels like a dud, a Baltimore dud. I have something on this game. I picked something.
What did you do? I picked something too.
Give me Meme plus 3.5. 3.5. The Dolphins are going to show out in this game because, Jared, the Ravens in this new Lamar iteration can't be consistent. That is their bugaboo. They just, like, the second they look great, they come back down to earth. And I think this is that game. I give you, if this was a night game in Baltimore, you'd have me scared. But 11 a.m. on a Sunday, come on, man, or 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whatever time it is. I feel Miami here.
I would have taken Baltimore minus 13.5 in this game. I took Baltimore minus 3.5. I have zero faith in Miami. They skirted out of that game at home. You talk about inconsistencies. The Dolphins are way more inconsistent than the Ravens. Ravens are feeling good about themselves coming off. They have a fantastic defense. I just don't see it. We may need to pass on this game because I have no faith in Miami going to Baltimore.
All right. Okay. Well, we may just have to pass on it. I don't know if we can come to terms on it.
So next, New England going to Buffalo. Anything here? You like anything here? I don't have anything here.
Jared, I'd rather go to the bathroom than put a bet on this game. So, no, I did not have anything on this one. Sorry, Patriots.
Well, I'm intrigued to see if you get baited in on this next one because I know you love you some Falcons, but the Falcons don't seem to love you. So do you have anything with Atlanta going to Chicago? I believe Atlanta's still in the playoff for the crappiest division in football. Somebody's got to win that division. But are you taking anything here?
I am legally, contractually obligated to never bet on the Falcons ever again. So I'd have to get my attorney on the phone if I was going to put a bet on this one because I hate them. They're the worst. Ritter, they're just trash. So and the Bears will probably win, but I did not pick this game.
I stayed away.
I refuse.
Yeah. I stayed away as well. Now, last week, Corey, the entire AFC South lost. Not every single team in the AFC South lost. And then we can't have that this week because we have some AFC South teams here playing each other. I took some action here. I'm interested to see if you did as well.
Again, I passed on this one. I feel like the Titans, I don't know what they are, but I was glad that Seahawks beat them last week. and I still don't know what Houston is week to week. So I passed on this game. But what did you have?
Because of that, I think if this was Titans 3.5, I'd probably pass Titans 5.5. Titans always play to the level of their opponent. They like to keep it close and they like to keep it dirty. I'll shout out to our producer, Mike. I'll take Titans plus 5.5. I saw nothing out of Houston this past week that made me think they're going to show up at home. Titans on the road, bounce backs. I think this is a close game and I'll take the points.
Okay. Let's keep that to the end. I'm intrigued by your point. If I was going to take anything here, I'd take Tennessee plus 5.5, but I'm not sold yet.
Okay. Corey, I'm on the hype train for this next one. I'm on the hype train. I don't know if you watched that game. I don't know if you saw Patrick Mahomes get embarrassed. The Colts, again, they were in the AFC South. What does that mean last week? They lost.
Screw them.
Coach Pierce has me motivated. He's got me motivated, Corey, in Las Vegas. Raiders plus 3.5 all day, baby. All day.
Normally, this would be like catnip to a kitty for me. The under at 43.5 with the Raider performance it just smells like a bet. But I actually stayed away altogether. I think Gardner Minshew is unpredictable, and I do think the Raiders got up for the Chiefs, but then that was like their season. That would be my only concern. I get Pierce, a great player when he played. I think he gets the head coaching job here. At least they should make him the permanent head coach, unless they already have. But I think he's interim. So I can't, man. I think this feels just like they were all hyped for the Chiefs. Now it's in a clock game against the Colts, and I just don't think they're going to come with it.
Okay. Well, we'll revisit that. We're 0 for so far, and I'm kind of hoping we end 0 for because I have a very interesting proposition for you.
I can't wait. Okay. All right.
Rams at Giants. Did you take any action here?
I got something here.
Oh, I do too.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Does it have to do with the Giants plus 5.5?
It has everything to do with the Rams minus 5.5.
Oh, I had the over 44.5.
Oh, okay.
I think the Rams are extremely motivated right now.
They're cooking. Dude, they're cooking.
They are a scary, scary team. And that we've lost the Seahawks, we've lost twice to them in just ugly fashion both times. And I think the Rams and the Giants can put up some points. Like they put up how many points against the Eagles? So I feel like this was a pretty safe over. But 5.5, you could sway me 5.5. There's no way this is a defensive game. I'm going to say that.
I agree with that.
No way.
I agree with that. I totally.
Okay.
Now, how many of yours minus the mortgage have you said so far? I've said 5.
For some reason, I have 3 more left.
All right, because you have the mortgage. You have one more than the mortgage.
Well, no. So I had Detroit plus 4.5.
Okay.
Miami plus 3.5.
True. Oh,
and
that's
the Rams over 44.5. So I have 3 more.
That's right. You comment. Okay, so you still got some wiggle room. So let me do this. I want to jump you to my last one. And if it doesn't hit, it doesn't matter because you'll be on the other ones and I don't have those. So if we meet here, great. If not, I have a proposition for you. I have a little proposition for you.
Okay. Jump me. Where are you going?
I'm going. I just got back from Florida. Was around a lot of Bucks fans.
Sure.
Sipping the Kool-Aid this week. My father, rest his soul, would strangle me from the grave if he knew. But I'm taking Bucks minus 2.5. -2. I bet Jags into Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay smoked them. Tampa Bay is home and they won it, Corey. Everybody down there is riding the Baker Mayfield train.
Oh my gosh. That statement right there scares me to death. I'm riding the Baker Mayfield bandwagon, train, bicycle, whatever Baker wants to ride. I did have this game, but I played it a little safer because I do think 42.5 is a low over for a Bucks team that is scoring a lot of points and a Saints team that can score. I know theirs is a little bit more clunky because Carr is kind of inconsistent, but I do think they get over 42.5 because it's a divisional battle. But I couldn't pull the trigger here. I didn't know. I think the Saints. I think the Saints deserve to win this division. I do. So then it's like weird for me. But the Bucks, they're right, man. They're hot. They're hot right now. Are they the team no one wants to play? Maybe them and the Rams. Maybe them and the Rams.
They're gonna. I mean, someone from this division is gonna get a home field game, right? I wouldn't want to be running into Tampa like first week.
You wouldn't. No. And then back the other way, if the NFL gave the Saints a night game in the playoffs, who wants to go down there?
Oh, I don't want to be in New Orleans at night. No.
Yeah. No. So okay. Well. Okay. So you had -2.5.
Okay. So here, right. I want to pause real quick, and I think you'll be able to get on board with what I'm about to say. Nothing we had aligned. There's going to be a lot of negotiating, right? That's about to take place. And I still want to hear your last two bets because it's important to the show. But what I'm proposing is you make a 16 parlay. I make a 16 parlay. And we see that could be twice as much money. Well, no, because some of them are in disagreement with each other. One of us might hit and make a lot of money.
No. Well, hold on.
Because you took Dolphins.
Oh,
I said against that. That was the only one. So if you wanted zig and zag on that, we can talk it out. But that was the only one. If you want to pick something else, I'm up for that. But I think this past couple of weeks we've tried to join forces, kind of yin and yang it. It has not gone very well at all. This week I'm proposing we go our separate ways, but as a united front, and see what happens.
Oh my gosh! I wish the Dolphins and the Ravens game was like the Sunday, because there's no Monday night game next week or this week. So I wish it was the last game and we both were 5-0 going into it. Then I would be like, but it would suck because one of us would be out right off the bat. But that does mean the other one could still be in it, which is very fascinating. So, all right. Well, I like it. Okay, I think we do that, but maybe we go back to that game. I don't know. Do we want to both have a chance at it, or do we want to be against each other?
I think I actually had another pick, so I don't mind stepping away from that and letting you having that and having no part of it, because I looked through and I actually had 7 pick accidentally. So if you want that one, I will gladly let this go and take my other pick.
No, we've already said it out loud. We're gonna know. Like, even if you don't pick it, we're gonna know that if the Baltimore wins by 14, you're gonna be like, told you. Like, and then you're gonna be like, that should have been one of my picks. And then the 7th one you have right now is going to lose. And then you're going to be like, but if I had the Baltimore one, I would have won. So it's not going to work. The cat's out of the bag. I think we just go against each other. See how it goes.
May the best parlay win. All right. Okay, I want to hear what's on the rest of your parlay, and then let's talk mortgage.
Okay. Well, the next game on the docket was, of course, the obvious one. The 3.5 for the Seahawks was a little much for me because we can't play a game without giving the fans a heart attack. So, but give me the money line here. I think this is where I die right here, because I said the Steelers were going to have a sub 500 season. They have to lose. They have to lose this game in order for that to happen. The Seahawks, in order to make the playoffs, pretty much have to win this game. There's wild scenarios where they could lose and then win next week and still make it in. But so I just did Seahawks money line here. I just said money line. I know the odds aren't as great, -178, but I feel like the Seahawks win, but I just have no way. I have no way of telling you how that's going to happen. And I think 3.5 is too many points. So I had Seahawks. And then this one might have surprised you. But as you alluded to at the top of the show, I'm in Colorado. And my in-laws love to watch the nightly news. It is like their thing. They love it so much. So we're watching the nightly news here in Steamboat, and we get the Denver news. And the only thing they ever want to talk about in the Denver news is the Denver Broncos and how trash they are and how they've moved on from Russell Wilson now. That was the talk of the sports anchor, was all about that. Bringing in Jarrett Stidham, former Bear. He played 1 year for the Baylor Bears. Sorry, not Chicago Bears. And this game, the Chargers, Easton, am I saying his name right? The quarterback of the Chargers can actually sling it a little bit. The over is 36.5 here. That is pitiful. Like, Stidham can play. He's not maybe a great quarterback, but he can throw the ball around. And so can Easton, or you might have saying it right. So that's why I thought this was the lowest of all the over-unders of the week. And I'm like, this was a no-brainer to me. It felt like over 36.5 made a ton of sense here. Not counting the Jets Cleveland one, that's 34.5. But so that was my last bet. The over. That was it.
Well, I'll see you at noon, 1 o'clock your time.
Baby.
Or 11 o'clock your time for Miami, Baltimore. I really think you're in big trouble betting on the Dolphins. But
okay, all right, never mind. Okay, sounds good. I was going to say, if you had to pick an over-under that game, what would you have picked? Wait, don't say it. On the count of 3, let's say it.
Okay.
Pick over 46.5 or under 46.5 on the Dolphins-Ravens game, what would you have picked? Okay, ready? Okay, on the count of 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Under.
Over. Oh, no! You hesitated. You waited.
I didn't wait.
You waited.
I didn't. I couldn't in my headphones hear. I heard over after I said under.
You hesitated. I'll see you in hell. Dolphins +3.
This will, if one of us hits the parlay, the other one will never let the other one forget. That's how this is going to go down.
That's what happens here. Okay, so I'll recap mine, and then you recap yours.
Okay, go.
So, and then we have to do our mortgage.
Yes.
Okay, so 4.5. I have +4.5 Detroit. I have +3.5 Dolphins. I have over 44.5 points Rams against Giants. I have over 42.5 points Saints at Bucks. Seahawks money line, and then over 36.5 Chargers at Broncos.
Okay. Recapping mine.
Yeah,
Detroit going into Dallas. Any man's game in Dallas, but there will be a lot of points scored, so I like that. Dolphins going to Ravens. AFC playoffs on the line. Corey, fly, you fool! It's the Ravens -3.5, not the Dolphins, you joker. Shout out to our boy Mike. The Titans going to the Texans. I like a close game. Titans probably still find a way to lose, but closely, so we'll take the points. Then I'd run through a wall for Coach Pierce and Mike Tomlin. Either one of them, I'm running through a wall for. And you're gonna give me points with the hype that's going on in Las Vegas. I'll take that hype. I'll take those points. Sorry, Colts, you had your chance last week. You did me dirty. Agree with my compatriot Corey Dickman here. Rams are a sneaky good team that people are not respecting. -5.5. It doesn't really matter what's happening in New York right now. I don't care. It's LA's a different world. I will take the Rams going to New York. I don't give a damn about your guy on the sideline making deals. And then I bet against them last week. I'm going to take them this week. I think they're going to win the division. Shout out to Uncle Paul and Kevin, my cousin. Go Bucks. I'm riding the pirate ship with them. I'll take them -2.5.
I love it. I love how, like, if you just said, like, I'm riding with Uncle Paul, it kind of sounds like a bookie or like somebody that's like a dangerous person. I got Uncle Paul
Uncle Paul told me 2.5 or I'm out of the family.
2.5, I'm gone. He works for Hard Rock Cafe and his sports betting app. Yeah. All right. Did you have one for for your mortgage?
No, I think I'm tainting the mortgage. Honestly, is my honest.
What?
I think I'm tainting the mortgage. I want to step back. I want to let you do your thing this week.
You're gonna step back and let me do my thing. Are you sure?
Because you already bet on Seattle, so I'm gonna step back and let you do your thing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well then. This was in my backup, so we're going to roll with that. Okay. There's a team that you loved at the beginning of the year And then I think they've done you dirty, especially last week. They did us both dirty. And I'm talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars, Jared. They're trash. They're done. Stick a fork in them. They're done. I don't believe in them anymore. You have the Panthers, who have nothing to lose for. You may hear the phrase nothing to play for. They have nothing to lose for. They get no pick. Theirs goes to the Bears. They have no motivation to win this game. Plus 6.5 is their spread. We're going to juice that. I think we get 4.5 points there. So now that's plus 11, which just seems, that's a lot, Jared. This is Bryce Young. He's rolling the dice. Jacksonville doesn't scare anybody anymore. Trevor Lawrence, he's banged up. And without Lawrence, what are they?
I don't know.
So give me them. Then we go to the Sunday night game. And there is a team that is hungry, that's fighting. They lost last week in pretty heartbreaking fashion. But I'm still a believer in Nick Mullins and the Vikings, Jared.
Wow.
I think Justin Jefferson has something to prove. They're still fighting for a playoff spot. The Packers are done. They're 6-8. They can't make the playoff. They can, but it's not going to happen. Give me the Vikings. Minus 1.5 is their current spread. We add points there, so I think you get them at plus 3. I think is where that's at. This game doesn't feel like a blowout in any way for the Packers. I think the Vikings keep it close at home to wrap up the week. So that would be the mortgage. Vikings plus 3. Carolina plus 11. Teaser. The 2-team teaser to pay your mortgage. I will literally be paying my mortgage off of this. So ride with me, people, and let's pay our mortgage together. Let's close out the year with paying our mortgage on time. We can stay married.
I love it.
Yep.
Let's do it. Well, it's crazy to me. There's only 1 week left after this week, and then it's playoff time.
It's crazy, man. This year went by quickly.
It did. Any thoughts on the NBA before we wrap up today?
Well, as we talked about at the top, I can't stand the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't understand them. They need to be tanking this year.
They were one of your hot teams last year.
They were last year, but Jared, this is a year-by-year basis, and now they're in the doghouse, and they need to blow up their team and move on. Trade Mobley to the Blazers for a couple first-round picks, and that's what should happen. But so anyway, no, I Oklahoma City. My goodness, they're so good this year, and so I think I mentioned that before. Been riding them. Late, I've been taking the Pistons plus the points because they have been kind of fighting. They lose, right? They're 27 in a row now, but against the Nets, they were fighting. Like they've been staying in games, and the spread started like plus 17. So it's just like obscene.
Yeah.
When you can add a tease to it. On the flip side, the Blazers they do fight. I've been taking the Blazers in a lot of I know I'm a fan, but they fight hard. They're against the spread. They're like 14-7, but then you add a tease to it, and it's like crazy. They don't lose. We've gotten blown out a few times, but we don't get a lot of love from Vegas. So the Blazers have been a pretty solid bet. I think I'm riding before last night's 3-team teaser, which was very upsetting. The 2-team teasers, I think I'm a 4-game win streak right now.
Ooh, okay.
So my overall record is very good. I need to compile them. If you go to our Instagram, the Benjamin Betts Instagram, I post every one there so you can see. But I'll have to add it up for you and check it out.
I want to know because you got off. When's the All-Star break?
February. But do you know something that happens in 1 month for men? Do you know?
I mean, it's very close to a. Oh no, that's later. No, it's about a month. There's a tournament that I'm looking forward to attending.
Oh well, there is a tournament, but I am talking about League of Legends comes back. Jared, are you ready?
Oh, let's go, Faker!
I might have stayed up late last night doing some research on the teams from just NA, just LCS.
You're ahead of the game.
We have a new commissioner now. I didn't know.
About time.
Mark Gazee. Yeah, he's got me. I'm a little I'm a little motivated right now. I think he gets it. So I know he over the league, and that's not necessarily the teams, but I think this might be a reason some NA teams might feel a little motivated. The finals are in London, so if an NA team had to go win on Asian soil, not going to happen. But Europe, that I could see that maybe happen. So I like it.
Okay, no, you're speaking my language. I'm ready for Little League of Legends again. All right. That's if I ever became professional in anything, it would be in League of Legends fantasy. That's the one place where I feel like I could confidently roll in and be competitive.
We have you and I have a venture we're trying to get off the ground here called Hidden Creatures, and I do think if that pays off, I see the profits going towards either purchasing an esports or a League of Legends team, or maybe we just develop out the fantasy structure, like make it really good, like really hire some coders, not the ones that are helping us with our current thing, but other people, and I think we just run with that. That'd be cool.
I love it. I love it. Well, I got some stuff to look forward to. So everybody enjoy your New Year's Day games, your college football. I personally will be rooting for Washington and Michigan. That's what I'm hoping to see the championship game of. I'm really tired of Alabama, and I've never just been a big fan of the Longhorns. So sorry, biases in place for sure.
Amen. I'm with you, Jared. I'm with you. Maybe before my flight leaves, there'll be a little money put down on the college football playoff. Who knows? I don't know.
Guaranteed.
We'll see.
You'll have to win some NBA money to get you back in good standing in your household. But that's going to wrap us up today. For my co-host Corey and I, we will catch you next week for what will be our last football episode for a while.
Very sad. Very sad.
Here. Catch y'all next time. See ya.
Yes. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.
Bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Mike.
And we have a fantastic new podcast to tell you about. Bros, Foes, and Heroes. It's the two of us looking into the world of comics, breaking down some characters that you may have never heard of, and some that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so Zach comes up with a character each time, and I go into it just completely blind. I don't know who this person is or what their abilities are or anything, and basically I guess we kind of go over their origin story and just some of the ridiculous stuff that maybe, especially Golden Age stuff.
Oh, Golden Age stuff is always the best, and we will make sure to highlight all of the shenanigans and just absolute weirdness of everything.
Yeah, that's right. So subscribe today and follow us on Instagram at Bros, Foes, Heroes.
And if you don't, I know where you live. Not really, but please subscribe.
Bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hi, I'm Hank. You might remember me from a show called King of the Hill. Check out a King of the Hill rewatch podcast. These boys ain't right, but they are funny. Find the podcast anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com. I tell you what.